You're listening to the world-famous White Roof Radio, Woofcast number 650, recorded October 10th, 2018. Tonight brought to you by CravenSpeed.com, MotoringStripes.com, and OutMotoring.com. Mini performance, speed, and style. It's OutMotoring.com. Ready one? Ready go. Hey everybody, it's DB in Arizona with a brand new episode of the world famous White Roof Radio. Trying to make a short show tonight. Got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of irons in the fire. Joining us tonight as always, my good friend Todd Pearson. Todd, say hi.
I am here. Hello.
Yes, Todd is there. And of course, the good Reverend is here, Mr. Chad Miller from Detroit Tune, DetroitTune.com.
Hello.
For you Black Roof Radio patrons, if you missed it, we talked about the Detroit Tune upcoming Dyno Day for the Detroit Rolls-Royce Club. So click over and listen all about that.
I'm pretty sure it's the National Rolls-Royce Club.
Whoa! Oh, I didn't know
Detroit.
it was the National Rolls-Royce Club. Chad.
Yeah, they're based out of Pennsylvania. Yes.
Oh, we're going to drive all the way from Pennsylvania to Detroit for a Dyno Day?
I'm sure they are.
Okay.
It's got to be like a national convention in Detroit type thing.
Oh, maybe.
We used to do this when the Nova thing was big. We'd have the moving convention because no one would want to go to the same city every year.
Right.
It was like, well, I'm taking my vacation. What am I? I want to go to Pittsburgh every year. Like, it's a great city, but so they're moving around.
It's too bad nobody had like a mobile dyno for all those Amvivs way, way, way back, right?
Right.
To be able to roll it out to Vegas.
Oh, God, you can imagine the insurance policy they'd have to take out on that now.
Well, can you imagine dyno in your car in the heat in Vegas? Come on.
Well, if it's in March, it's not too bad. That's good weather for minis.
There was a couple times where it was like March and February that was pretty cold.
Yeah.
And I remember one year, me and Zeke were reminiscing that we were in Denver on our way there, and we hit a major snowstorm. So,
yeah, that was back when we used to do Amviv in Vegas in March, in like the third week of March.
Yeah, and it was always like 100-degree winds and 40-degree temperature, so it was brutal. Speaking of cold weather, our heat wave has snapped, and Arizona's been in the 50s in the morning lately.
Burr for you.
Exactly. I'm like breaking out the cold weather gear. More importantly, though, it's amazing how good my car runs in the cooler weather, and I always forget that. It's so nice. Yes. Just like, oh, look at just nice and smooth power on, no roughness. Don't have to run the air conditioning. This is delightful.
You know what you can do, DB, to do that all the time?
Meth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meth injection
I'm not going to put meth injection on my car.
Yeah. Next thing you know, your teeth are falling out.
Right. Then you get the police issues. I'm not going to do meth.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah. This car's not getting any mods. So definitely not going to get meth injection. Good grief. The only mod this car's going to get would be a Canon drop-in filter. That's it.
You put an intercooler on that thing real easy.
If you found a good deal,
why would you do that on a car with an automatic transmission?
Because when you're traveling at freeway speeds, it can go fast.
Breathe better. And if you found a good deal on a JCW exhaust, you'd put it on there.
Oh yeah, if I found a good deal on one,
because it's not obnoxious, but it's sweet.
Yeah, I would. It would just be awesome. Because that car needs a little bit of extra noise, not a lot. But the JCW would give it a lot of extra noise.
Does yours pop like
but only with the sport button on, which is annoying.
Yeah, that's the only way it does it because it's programmed into that.
Oh, got it. Yeah, so it does it with but the exhaust doesn't like Scotty's car, for example, and you've got the JCW exhaust, but Scotty's car, which is completely stock, his sounds so sweet without pressing the sport button.
It pops.
Yeah, his pops without the sport button on.
Yeah, I remember driving his car.
Yeah, his like a weird one. Sounds so nice. And I wish mine had that nice sound.
Well, what year is his?
His is a 2012 because he's got the manual roof.
And what year is yours?
2013.
Huh.
I've got a 13 also.
Yeah. I think Sky's is a 12. And that the first year was one with the manual roof, right? The manual top.
The very first year, yeah. It was only offered the first few months of the first year, too.
Yeah, that's when Scotty's is like one of the first roadsters because he does have the manual top.
Oh, I forgot he had the manual top.
Yeah, he's going to be due for a rewrap, too, by the way. I'm going to hit him up.
All right.
Take a trip to keep that Phoenix. Car. Make another trip to Phoenix. Besides that, you got the Focus you might have to do, too.
Just tell him to trade it in. Get another Mini. Get a new Mini.
Yeah. He can get an F convertible.
Exactly. Nice.
Yeah, but he loves his Roadster. He hardly drives, so it's no big deal. Anyway, let's talk about Mini Cooper stuff. Todd has actually had the opportunity to test the crash avoidance system. We haven't heard the whole story about this yet, so this will be new for Chad and I as well.
I love that the way he presented it. I tested.
Well, that's what you said. You kind of said you got to use it, so I'm going to say test. Why not? We're going to tell you how not to drive a Mini Cooper on the Nürburgring. And anything else that we can happen to come up with tonight. It'll probably be a short show. Quick note to all of the affiliates. We're going to try to make a short one tonight so we can get done early, as everybody's got early mornings tomorrow. Before we do get started, really quick, also one more future programming note, because we do have SEMA coming up the last week of October, first week of November. We will not be making a show that week or the week after that for other reasons. So we're going to have a 2-week gap where there won't be any shows. The next show will be available for you guys on the 24th of October, or that week anyway. So just keep that in mind. Anyhow, before we get started, I want to remind you guys about the fine sponsors underneath the white roof, our friends over at Craven Speed, cravenspeed.com. You guys love these guys. You know what's really cool about Craven too? Besides doing really cool stuff for Mini Coopers, click over there. They also have now really cool stuff for, I don't know, maybe the MX-5. Sure, they do. I mean, some really cool stuff for the MX-5, not just like, antennas and the platypus mount. No, like legit things for the MX-5. They have other makes and other cool stuff for other makes too. What you do is you click over there, you click the browse by make button. So if you have another car other than a Mini in your driveway, see if there's something there that you can get from Craven for that other car. You'd be amazed at the amount of things that they actually have. But of course, we're Minis, and that's what we talk about. If you have a Mini, you should go to Craven Speed. If you've got an R53, one of the first generation S's, and it's completely bone stock still, well, first of all, nice work on managing that. But if you want to get a little bit more oomph out of it, you're going to want a pulley, reduction pulley. You get that from Craven Speed. They make the best one. In fact, they make one of the only ones left, and it's amazing. If you have a car that has a dipstick, R50, R53, R56, or any of the R50 version cars, and you want that be able to read your dipstick, you don't want it to break, you want to be able to pull it out, put it in really easy. That's what she said. Sorry, I get distracted.
So many jokes coming around.
So many jokes. You want to go over to Craven Speed. You want to get the dipstick from Craven Speed. It's super nice, really awesome. If you have any car with a stick shift, see if Craven Speed makes a short shift kit for your car, because it's awesome. I love that. That's like my favorite thing from Craven. It really is. Not to mention the platypus mount, not to mention the phone mounts, not to mention cravenspeed.com. Click over there. Their OG sponsor, White Roof Radio and Motoring File, pretty much since the beginning. We love those guys. You love them too. Even if you don't get stuff directly from cravenspeed.com, which, that's really cool if you do, and then you leave a comment there on the order form that says, hey, thanks for supporting White Roof Radio. You can order Craven Speed stuff from Chad, or from Way, or from Jerry in Arizona, or from any place. Really, just make sure you're ordering. Aaron from Mount Motoring as well. He sells Craven Speed stuff. Or your local guy. He sells Craven Speed stuff. Just go and say, hey, I want stuff from Craven Speed. Can you guys get it? And they go, oh, yeah, sure. Not a problem. And then just shoot them a message later. Just, you can click over to the website and there's a contact form. Just go, hey, I bought stuff for you guys because White Roof Radio told me to. That's all you have to do. It's simple. Anyway, that's our
Kellen at cravenspeed.com.
Kellen at cravenspeed.com. At any rate, that's all I got for the Craven Speed guys. Don't go check them out, please. That's cravenspeed.com. We love them. So do you. Thank you, please. That just went awkward. Anyway, I'm not sure if we need news music
like
tonight.
End of a bad date right
that
there.
Was like the end. Oh gosh. Before we continue, I was checking out our Apple podcast stats, and this is just interesting kind of nerd stuff, inside baseball stuff. And I find it interesting, and I appreciate this from you guys, the listeners, of course, especially, is through those of you who listen on the Apple devices, we get detailed stats of how far you listen. Not you particularly. We don't know who's listening, but we can tell how many times the show's actually listened, how far it's listened to. And the bulk of you guys listen all the way through each and every episode, like 90% of the episode. It is so awesome. You even listen to my ad reads, and you guys rule for that, and we really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Anyway, let's move on. Todd, How did you come about to test the mini crash avoidance system?
So,
or try it out or see how it worked or whatever you said.
I work on a lot of minis and I drive a lot of minis and everything. So anyway, this past week I'm driving one and didn't realize the car's completely loaded, has every option and has a driver assist package, which is cool. And I wasn't really thinking about it. And I'm driving down the street in this car and a guy's coming on. There was and let me explain the street I'm on. There's 2 lanes going each way. Mm-hmm. Okay. And nothing dividing in the middle, just a double yellow line in the middle. So the guy coming directly at me is poised to turn left in front of me across traffic. And he's waiting there. But he's done the thing that drives me crazy is he's turned out into my lane just a little bit.
Oh.
Like he's already pulled out.
Dude, it's so
and he's
maddening.
waiting. And he's like he's actually over the double yellow line.
Wow.
Into my lane a little bit, right? Yeah. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to hit this guy. He sees me. He's not coming. That I'm coming down the road. He's not going to go ahead and turn out. But I'm paying attention. I'm like ready to slam on the brakes in case he does the dumbass thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's pulled out like this. And then all of a sudden, when I get within about, 100 feet or so, the crash warning goes off in the car. This red light in the center of the top tack flashes. And an audible beep, 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 lets me know. And it wasn't enough. Like I slowed down and kind of moved a little bit to just go, okay, that's weird. And it wasn't close. I wasn't close enough to him for it to put on the brakes. But I hear what it does is it will actually slow the car down, to try and keep you from actually getting into an accident.
Right.
And I'm like, this is impressive how well that worked. In a situation to where if you weren't paying attention and somebody had turned out like that, it would let you know. It was kind of jarring a little, it was alerting anyway.
Yeah.
As it's supposed to be, and I was quite impressed with the way it works, and highly recommend the driver assist package, which it's an additional charge,
but still,
it doesn't even come with. I think even if you get the iconic package now.
It's still an added charge.
Yeah,
well, it's not bad.
But I was really impressed with this. I've never. It's the first kind of automated nanny feature, if you will.
Yeah,
that are coming to most cars, and so many brands have this. And have had it for years.
Mom's Equinox has it.
Yeah,
but Mom's Equinox, that Chevy car has every nanny feature you can imagine, even the most annoying ones, like the seat vibrates. Yeah, when you go when you put on the left-hand directional and it turns on those sensors, so the left side of the seat will vibrate if there's a car there, like you're doing lane change or something.
That's ridiculous.
Right? It's a little crazy. It's a little crazy making.
It'll throw you off though if you're not used to driving that type of car, and all of a sudden the seat vibrates. You're like, "What just happened? Yeah. Why did that?"
But everything new will throw you off, because I remember the first car I had with anti-lock brakes was a 95 GMC Sonoma pickup, right? The little S10, the GMC version of the S10. That was the first car I had with anti-lock brakes. And the first time I encountered the anti-lock brakes trying to do their thing, which was horrendous, it didn't actually work for crap. But it really just threw me for a loop.
Because the brake pedal kind of just goes a little bit soft and then starts pumping itself.
Yes. And then the car just goes into straight oversteer mode.
It basically vibrates a lot.
Or understeer mode, excuse me. Yeah, it vibrates a lot, and no matter what you do with the wheel, you just keep going straight.
Now, those old ones that they did, that DB, they programmed a lot of that out now when ABS kicks in.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the feel of the pedal so much, because I think that was jarring to people.
Yeah, it freaked people out. Like in my car, the Roadster, and yours is the same way, Todd. When I get on the gas hard, it just goes, shoo, 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 right? And it just stops really quick.
Yeah.
And the pedal doesn't vibrate. But those first ones, it was weird.
And I've heard it too. And I'm sure people have, in cars on the street, when you see somebody who's not paying attention, they come to a red light and you hear them go, and then it comes to a stop. It's like you can tell their ABS is kicking in. And the thing about people, what people need to know.
Because they're driving too fast.
Yeah.
Well, and they're looking at their phone.
We're not paying attention. And here's the thing people need to realize about that. If you've never encountered that, never had that happen in your car, don't be alarmed. Keep your foot on the brake.
Yes.
you can brake hard enough to override the ABS system, and you will skid, and you will leave skid marks on there. But that's got to be in a really, really extreme situation.
Yeah.
Most of the time, the modern systems work really well and slow the car down. Now, it's just when you lose that traction, any kind of traction at all, is hell breaks loose. And
yeah.
you can,
like if you're doing it on like a wet road, for example, or anything like that, and you get out really hard. Well, one of our recommendations always has been and will continue to be is if you're ever curious about how that kind of a feature works in your car, find a big open parking lot on a Sunday that's nobody's being used, like a Sears parking lot or Kmart or
I was going to say Sears parking lots are going to be empty very soon.
Sears parking lots are going to be empty very soon. So you can just find a big empty parking lot. You guys know where you can go, or a business like a business complex. And you get one of those little side roads behind the businesses, the little back alley thing. Just take your car over there and just bring it up to like 40, 50 miles an hour and just get on the brakes and see what happens. That way, when it does happen for reals, like in real life, you're not freaking out. You're kind of going, oh, this is exactly what I expected it to do.
Well, I mean, to expand on that, it should also be wet because that'll be a lot easier and less damaging to your car.
Yes.
But this is the whole idea of, hey, we should, create a driver's training program to make sure people know what's going on. So you have a driver's test in the summer and also in the winter for the states that have, this wet stuff that, is left on your lawn and doesn't melt.
Chad, is it already snowing in Detroit?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No, it's actually 70 here, which is warmer than Arizona.
Well, no, it's been in the 80s during the day, but this morning when I woke up, it was 57 degrees.
Yeah, we've been in the 70s, but we're all over the board right now. I mean, it is like some days it's like, wow, it is 30 degrees right now for a minute, and then it's back up to 70s, and then next day it's all 70s and 80s, and then it's a couple of days of fog and rain with 30s. It's
wow.
Right now everyone is getting sick. So.
And now I'm going to have to edit this to put the weather talk back at the beginning of the show where it belongs.
It's been a while since we've talked about weather, so
it is. Let's move on. Let's continue on the driver training thing. Is a bunch of you probably already saw this, and I'll reshare it somewhere. I might have already put it on the White Roof Radio Facebook page. But there was a video of a Mini Cooper S doing a crash on the Nürburgring. And we all watched the video, and this is exactly how you don't do it. And I can't show it to you guys because, well, this is an audio show. But just trust me, just go find it and watch. And this is why you want to learn how to drive your car.
I'll tell you, no matter what crash video you watch, you will not be able to do any better than that driver in the instance because all of a sudden it happened so fast. He did do a
really good job, yeah.
And it's just there. I mean,
he was driving along and
do
like
the best you can.
He's driving along on the ring, probably at whatever speed he was driving, and I think he was probably on the phone and totally missed the turn, overshot the turn, and then he overcorrected. And overcorrecting in a front wheel drive car does some really weird things, and he ended up snapping off one of his front wheels.
Oh, overcorrected on dirt and then went head on into the Armco.
Yeah,
the way and bounced off.
It was a good time. It was fun to watch. Well, anyway, I'll share that for you guys.
Yeah, and speaking of drivers training and anything,
I actually have a track day coming up. I'm thinking about trying to do.
Well, this is a hometown story for you.
Oh, hometown story.
World famous Bondurant Racing School.
Oh yeah, we have that here in Arizona.
In Chandler, yeah, the track there. Yeah, they're going bankrupt though.
Are they really?
Yeah, they just filed for bankruptcy this week.
Yeah, not surprising. That's too bad.
It is too bad.
We have an outfit out here that runs Bondurant and another racetrack in Arizona called Arizona Motorsports Park, AMP for short. And they run a track down in Tucson on occasion as well. But they have a deal coming up on the 20th for AMP, which I will be very curious. It's a 2.5 mile road course. It's huge. And I took Roxy out there back in the day, and it was not a good track for her because it was just a turn and then a half mile straight, and then a turn and then a half mile straight, and then a turn and a half mile straight. So by the time I caught up with everybody, then she would lose drag race. But it'd be interesting to see how the Roadster performs. So I'm thinking about doing it.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not a great thing for a Cooper, a track like that.
No.
Your Cooper S Roadster would be. And here's the other thing too, is you got to make sure a lot of tracks don't allow soft top convertible.
This one does.
Yeah.
Our friend of the show, Treese, she's had her car out on that track with the Mini Cooper Roadster. No trouble at all.
That's awesome. And it's more fun because you most of them you do it with the top down, I think.
With our outfit out here on that course, and we're just going out. We're not racing or anything. It is top down.
Yeah,
there are some outfits that make you drive with the top up, which I think is just ridiculous. But that's their insurance. But our outfit says no, top down's cool.
It's so much more fun because you get not only the visibility 360 degrees around you, but the sounds.
Yeah.
Also.
Oh yeah, because sport button's going to be on.
Oh, it's just
sport button and manual mode. So
yeah,
I'm thinking.
I've done a convertible on the Dragon. It's a whole different experience.
I did a convertible on the Dragon. That was awesome. That was a JCW car.
Oh yeah, you did the JCW Roadster on the Dragon.
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you that these fancy driving schools that are out there. I mean, there's so many of them now, and it's so competitive, and they're going to be like, well, you could come to this one and you can drive these 6 exotic cars for this price or whatever.
Yeah,
it really is. I can see why some would go out of business because they just don't have the gusto, or it's too overpriced, or whatever. And there's a lot of
isn't that great, Chad? Have you seen how much these things cost? They're like $3,000-$4,000 to go for a day.
Oh, I know.
The one I do is $160.
Yeah, I was going to say
the different story.
Yeah,
around here, you can get with a company called 3 Balls Racing, and you can do a 2-day track day for $360 or something like that. And it's on a really good track, and you're doing your own things, and blah blah.
And they have instructors, I'm sure.
And there are instructors and stuff like that, but you can also do a lot of your own stuff, and it all depends on how many track days you've done. And they look at your little sheet, and they're like, you know what, you should probably, and they signed you off, and things like that. But I mean, realistically, you can do track days for well under $500 all day long, every day, for a whole weekend. So if you're getting these $3,000 Bondurant schools,
but then you get to do it in a Corvette, though, Chad. Come on.
Well, it's cool if you're like, hey, you get this helmet and you get to do it in an IndyCar and you get to do these things. But I've got some Corvettes that I can go borrow. I've got these things. There are things that they have to take into consideration.
Take your car and just do it. They usually have rental helmets. They have instructors. The instructors are usually SCCA race type guys. They're hardcore cone chasers or even full-blown race car guys. They might race NASA. They might race SCCA. Usually you'll find there's going to be one there that's going to be a front-wheel drive wizard in a small car and understands the momentum game that we have to play to get a car quick around the track, especially if you've got a Cooper. And it's a lot of fun. And the wear and tear on your car is not that bad for a weekend.
It can be very minimal, yes.
Yeah. Bring this back around to Mini. Our very own Mini USA has their own driving school.
That's right.
Out near Palm Springs. It's a little bit out of Palm Springs, but basically it's Palm Springs.
Is the general public ever invited out to that facility, Todd?
Yeah, absolutely. You can sign up, and it's like for the full day of in their JCW, by the way. Their JCW, their tires, everything. It's like $900.
Wow, that's not bad.
Well, they also have that whole traveling mini driving experience, which is pretty much a track day, and they usually give it to you for free because it's a prize from dealership X and Mini Six Estates and all these things. So I mean, those are super cool too, and they're usually free. So
right. And then what was the outfit out of Indy that did it, that still does it, I think?
I think,
or did they stop doing it?
Yeah, I believe they closed that up. And when they opened the mini school out in Palm Springs.
Palm Springs. Yeah, that's at the BMW facility in Palm Springs. Yeah. Super nice place.
Pretty sure the lap guys, they just focused on the JCW team now, which it's a nice segue to our next story there.
Yeah, look at us go. Speaking of the lap motorsports team, owner Louis Pericarpi, who we've talked to on the show a million years ago, he's going to actually drive in the final Street Tuner race, which is really, really cool. He rarely races those cars, and this time he's actually going to go out and do the job himself. Him and Mr. Pombo, if I'm not mistaken.
Road Atlanta, right?
Yeah, Road Atlanta. Should be a lot of fun. All these, I don't know if you guys keep up, but you can watch all of these Mini Cooper, all these IMSA races. They broadcast them live at IMSA.tv. Is it IMSA.tv? I think, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it's IMSA.tv.
IMSA TV.
IMSATV.com, right?
Well, I've got mine comes up as IMSATV.imsa.com. But if you go to IMSA.com, it'll work.
Yeah, there you go.
IMSA. We're saying
IMSA, the International Motorsports Association.
And they have apps for they have apps for your mobile phone, so you can watch on the phone. They have apps for the iPad. You can watch it on the iPad. I've done all of those things.
Yeah, but if you want to watch if you actually, and this isn't just mini really, but if you want to see some really kick-ass, amazing racing on like a Saturday afternoon, punch that sucker up on your laptop and put it on your Apple Play so you can put it on your big screen with the big sound, and you can sit there and you can watch auto racing on IMSA all day long for free. They don't charge you for that.
And if you have all the cable channels like yours truly, they do show these on. They show up on TV, and I don't know what channel, like Fox Sports Midwest or something like that.
Nice.
Fox Sports, one of the networks. You can watch these, and they replay them multiple times too. So a lot of times, killing some time on a Saturday or whatever, you flip and you're like, oh look, it's the Continental, racing.
Right. Well, one of the things are actually
see the minis.
Yeah. because at Road Atlanta, the Mini JCW team is actually looking to secure the championship at the final race. Oh. And that is, again, that's going to be at Road Atlanta. When is that race? And I don't know when that race is. October 12th. So that race is Saturday. So hopefully if I got the show posted, hopefully you watched it, because that show, if I posted on Sunday, that race was yesterday. So you can watch that on the IMSA and listen on the IMSA radio.
Saturday the 13th.
Saturday the 12th. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. You're right. Friday's the 12th. Yeah. So that's like day after tomorrow. Hopefully you watch that. Cool stuff. And there was one other thing I want to talk about. Like I said, we had a short show tonight, but one more quick thing I want to talk about is, I don't know if any of you guys follow the bringatrailer.com website. I do with some frequency, because it's just a fun. And if you guys follow me on Twitter, you see I post like ridiculous things. There was a Gremlin on there that actually didn't sell because nobody bid over $10,000 for it. There was a Pinto that sold for $33,000. Right. But more recently, and this brings it back to Mini, is there was a 42,000 mile R53, and it sold for $6,850. 42,000 mile R53. Sure, it was a 2003, but it looks bone stock, super clean, electric blue black. So I know we talk a lot about like the new Minis, and you guys are going, oh, I'm not going to get a new Mini because they're ugly or they suck or whatever. And you guys still want to stick to Mini, but you want to keep it old school. There's still a lot of low mile gems out there. You just got to know where to look. Bringatrailer.com is a good place to do exactly that.
And you said Mini went for what, $6,800?
Went to $6,850. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty expensive for that car, but a low mileage.
It's not bad, and it's really clean.
Well, I have people spending $6,800 to rebuild some of their basket cases.
Right.
So you can go start over and be just as happy. It's well worth the money.
There you go. And then another gem that I found, and this is a car I'd actually would love to have, was a 42,000 mile 2001 BMW M3 with a 6-speed manual transmission in Laguna Seca Blue. Thank you very much.
I showed it to Mike. He smiled.
Oh, such a pretty car. I drove this car for a couple weeks when my Mini was in the shop waiting for seats or steering wheel or whatever. It was my company owner at the time. Her son's car. It wasn't the M3. It was the 330i, but it was still Laguna Seca Blue, 2-door. Oh, boy, it was such a pretty car. And this one is also a very pretty car. I don't know if I'd switch teams to BMW, but this, if I got a deal.
Wait. You just said switch teams? Do we need to call Zeke?
No, Zeke emailed me like twice this week, so we're pretty tight already. But that M3 in Laguna Seca Blue. Ooh.
You mean teal?
No, it's Laguna Seca Blue.
Not to throw the BMW speak at you, but I was not a fan of the E46 body style.
That's one of the ones that I really like.
Yeah, I don't like the new ones at all.
I had one. I had a 2003.
Yeah, I remember your wagon.
Fine. It was fine. It was a great utility vehicle.
No, this one's got like a aero kit on it.
Didn't you have the wagon version though?
Yeah, I had a wagon. I had a 3 Series wagon, and I loved
Totally different than the hardtop. Just saying.
Well, I was saying the style of the car was exactly the same. From the
front doors
bumper to the end of the front door, they were
exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's Laguna Seca blue. That's what it is. You could paint a flip-flop Laguna Seca blue, and I'd want it. Right? So it's one of the best colors that BMW's ever made. Laguna Seca blue, velvet red, and the new green.
We can go all night.
No, yeah, we can.
On colors, but
Phoenix Gold, and people BMW people who know what I'm talking about are retching into the.
No, the Phoenix Gold was horrible. It's like that color looked like it was a beetle, like a bug, like an actual insect color, and changed colors.
It was an M3 color also.
Oh, I hated that color. I know somebody who actually owned that color of an M3, and it was just like it was hideous.
I had a motorcycle helmet when I was a kid. That was basically, it was metal flake. Phoenix Gold, just to describe to people, was kind of a gold metallic, and it was like a hideous, like 1970s refrigerator gold color. You know, and I mean like the color of a dishwasher.
Oh, from like 1979.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that weird?
That metallic, yeah.
Yeah, but Laguna Seca blue, awesome. Chili red, awesome. Velvet red, awesome. Because they used velvet red. Velvet red was actually a BMW color before it went to Mini. Because I've seen 5 Series, I've seen 5s, 3s, and maybe 7s, all in that same metallic maroon before, and that was pre 2003 or 2002 actually. It's a gorgeous color on BMW. Yeah, but you know me, I think every car looks better in maroon anyway. Hell, a Pontiac Aztek in maroon doesn't look too bad either.
Oh, no, that's it. That's it.
All right. And then there is one other car here on Bring a Trailer I want to talk. I just found this one tonight, and somebody's going to have to jump on this. Is a 33,000-mile 1979 Pontiac Trans Am with T-tops, except that it's not black, it's blue, but it does have the Screaming Chicken, and it has louvers on the back window. Somebody buy this car.
I'm telling you.
And then I'm going to race you, and I'm going to smoke you on the drag strip. I'm going to smoke you on the track.
I know, because that's a 6.6 liter engine in that car
with 183 horsepower.
Right, exactly. And the build quality of the Pontiac of that generation was such shit.
Yeah,
the doors barely close.
My dad had this car.
Oh,
this is what I took my driver's test in. Actually, it was a 78. Man, it was gold. It was the gold one with the black Screaming Chicken, not the black one.
Well, just look at the picture you posted, DV, and you got to put it up in the show this week.
Oh yeah, that's this week's show art.
If you look at it, look at how well the deck lid lines up with the spoiler on the back. It doesn't. It's got to be off by 1/4 of an inch.
It doesn't.
And
panel gap.
Look at the panel gaps around where the hood hits.
Oh, and you want to talk about rattles? That T-top. That T-top is a rattling thing. Let me tell you. I know this from previous experience.
Well, as a guy who had a very old car in the shop this week.
Yes, you did. Was that a 57, Chad?
57 Chevy, yes.
There's one of those on Bring a Trailer right now, too, by the way.
2003 Silverado LS motor with their trans.
Oh, nice.
And this car was high dollar. Polished gas tanks.
It looks really
welded
nice.
Exhaust. I mean, this car was by far amazing.
What was in your shop?
Well, we fixed a vacuum leak and then we started tuning it. And we were able to achieve 25 horsepower and 33 foot-pounds of torque out of this car. And the drivability is through the roof now.
Nice.
So he's pretty ecstatic to get.
There's not much roof there, Chad. You can take that down on that car too. That's a
convertible. It's a convertible, but I will tell you, everything on this car was perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. And, just sitting in the car, you get a little bit hot. So I looked at, Nick, and I was like, should we put the top down so you're a little cooler? And he goes, nope, don't want to touch it. And I was like, yep, I agree with you. So, I mean, like everything, like we left a fingerprint. I was like, okay, no, we're going to buff this out with the best microfiber we have. That's brand new, out of the pack. The door jambs had the two-tone paint job. I mean, this car was clean. clean. You know how when you shut a new car and you're like, oh, that door has a nice thud to it. It has a nice close. This car had that. Wow. And you know that this car was made 30, 40, 50 years ago. Like
before that actually happened.
Yeah.
60 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
a 57 Chevy that was perfect. I mean, the hood closed nice. The trunk closed nice. The doors closed nice. Everything worked. It powered everything. Woolwood brakes. I mean, the whole 9 yards. You knew that this guy spent a lot of money on this car. And it was his wife's.
Oh, my gosh. That's pure Detroit pride right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was a very nice car, and I'm glad we got to work on it. So that's all.
This one for Aaron over at Out Motoring. Also at Bring a Trailer, another good kind of car you can find there is Aston Martins. Aaron, if you need an upgrade or you need to replace your Aston Martin, of course you can do that now. I'm seeing a 2005 Vanquish S for $57,000 right now. So and also for everybody else, if you're looking for a classic mini, these classic minis show up on the site at least once a month. So,
speaking of Vanquishes, the guy who booked the Rolls-Royce Dyno Day was also driving. Vanquish? Yes, he showed up in a V12.
Nice.
And we're like, hey, we need to get that. And he's like, this car's slow. It's slow. It's not even cool. Like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, it's V12. It's kind of cool. Like,
wow.
So, yeah.
Anyway.
And then that guy, like, that car was nothing compared to everything else he has. So.
All right. Very cool. So, yeah, bringatrailer.com. I think we've covered everything I want to cover. Really quick, let us remind you about one of the other fine sponsors here underneath the white roof. That's, of course, like I just mentioned, Aaron, Outmotoring, outmotoring.com, your Mini Cooper parts superstore in the cloud, your parts desk in the cloud, your personal effects gear dealer in the cloud. Aaron has everything that you're going to need or want for your mini or your person at outmotoring.com. All you have to do is click over there and you read all the stuff at the top. You can if you sign up, you can get points when you buy, just like going to the grocery store. You can make sure you're buying parts for the right Mini Cooper model. He's got them all listed there, so you're not, because you don't know the R59s and R53 and F60 and all that jazz. You don't know what car you have. Aaron's going to hook you up. If you're a mini club or you're running a mini event and you need some kind of swag, looking for like a raffle giveaway, if you hit up outmotoring.com, there's a good chance he's going to hook you up with something that you'll be able to give away. He'll dig into the swag closet, maybe give you even a gift certificate. You never know. All you have to do is ask him. Free shipping if you spend more than $195. 100% happiness guarantee. And a hitch for your mini if you want to pull a teardrop trailer, you want to pull something bigger, you want to pull a Home Depot trailer, a couple of PWCs, whatever. MiniDoMore.com is going to get you taken care of. Remember, outmotoring.com. DIYers, all the do-it-yourself stuff is there. Tune-up stuff, oil change stuff, fixing your car in general stuff, the weird body trim pieces. Aaron has them or can get them. All the weird clips that break in the car wash. Aaron has like bags of those. He can just ships them out for you when you order them. Not only that, but like interior parts as well. The glove box organizer, guaranteed to add 5 horsepower. And then, of course, all the stuff for your person, the shoes, the hats, the watches. All the things over at Outmotoring, outmotoring.com. Please go over there and check it out. Lastly, when you get over there, you guys have already done this, but in case you haven't, I want you to make sure you sign up for the newsletter. It's really simple. It's right there at the top of the page. Signing up for the newsletter will also get you a 5% discount code when he sends you an email, which is really nice. Or if you are sure to follow Outmotoring on the social medias, there's links there on outmotoring.com to find them on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. They're also on Instagram. I recommend following them on Twitter, because he's pretty funny and posts really cool mini memes. Go check it out. He's Outmotoring, at Outmotoring on Twitter. Go check it out. For real. So it's actually pretty cool. But anything else that you need for your car, if Aaron doesn't have it at outmotoring.com, it's more than likely not available at all for Mini Coopers. That's how thorough and how deep his parts list actually goes. That's Outmotoring. Outmotoring.com. Go over there and check it all out. That's Outmotoring.com. Mini performance, speed, and new F55, 56, 57 Union Jack brake lights plus suspension upgrades. It's Outmotoring.com.
Booyah.
All the things. Does anybody have anything else?
No, sir.
No.
IMSA.com. Bring a trailer. And don't crash a mini.
We are about that time of the year. It's on. We're on Jim Petersen Tire Watch.
Oh, we are. We are on Jim because it is that time of year. You're right.
Because
that's a whole nother show.
Here, yeah, really quick though. It's here in Arizona. There have been lines of cars at Discount Tire every morning because of the cool weather change, and everybody's TPMs are going off. Mine went off a couple days ago. You know, so and if your TPM sensor, your flat tire sensor is going off, and you're freaking out, don't freak out. It's the cool weather change, especially if it was hot last week and it's not this week.
Please add air because once it goes low, it's not going to come back when it gets warmer.
No, it does not do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you add air to your tires.
It's
and
physics.
Just go to if for the ladies in the audience or the gentlemen who have ladies in your audience and they don't want to get their hands dirty or break a nail or whatever, send them to your local Discount Tire, America's Tire Shop. They will put air in your tires for free. For reals. Most tire shops that do that anyway. And if they don't mind getting their hands dirty, you go to most gas stations, they got a good pump for $1.50. Just don't trust the little, gauge. Make sure you have a gauge with you. That gauge works like in a pinch, but really you want your own. And
Chad, I don't know about where
you can get that gauge at outmotoring.com, by the way.
Yeah, but we got temps low is going to be in the 30s for next week.
Yeah, we're getting to that point, and I'm actually getting quite a few calls already for snow tires.
Wow.
And I'm not going to go too far into this.
Not tonight. We're almost done with the show.
We've already looked at some snow tires, but if you're planning on buying snow tires this year, do it early. Oh. That's my prediction, because if you wait until November, you're going to be SOL.
Oh,
Not only you're going to,
and if you don't know what that means, go to Urban Dictionary.
If you don't know what that means, you're
ask your parents.
Yeah, Mom, what does SOL mean?
Yeah,
but yeah, it's going to be tight this year. There's certain brands that you were like, wow, last year they were the brand to get. They're not even available, and they will not be available this year because manufacturers aren't even making them. So
get on it. If you're in need of, so what you're saying, Chad, is if someone's in the need for winter tires, they should have started looking for those last week.
Yep. Yeah. I'm actually going to start buying some here in the next 2 to 4 weeks for some people who are already pre-ordering things. So.
Awesome. All right.
Shipping them in on pallets.
Awesome. And we'll keep an eye on Mr. Jim Petersen's Facebook feed, and I'll be sure to share that with you guys as soon as he announces the beginning of winter by changing to his winter tires. He's a groundhog of the Mini Cooper community. Really, he is.
He is.
Yes. Because Todd doesn't change tires till Jim Petersen does it, because Jim Petersen lives like in a BFE, Nebraska. And if he needs snow tires in Nebraska, then everybody else should have snow tires by that point as well.
He lives in Minden, Nebraska. I'm pulling up the weather for Minden, Nebraska. It's 38 degrees there right now.
Yeah, you're coming up on. Well, what's the high temperature going to be tomorrow?
Well, let's see his 10-day forecast where that is. Yeah, it's going to be in the 30s every night. And here we go. We've got a winner next to. We got a winner Sunday.
Yeah.
High 36, low 24.
Whoa.
Yeah, but it needs to be consistently below 40.
You need to have like 5 days where
one day it's fine, whatever, it's going to be like, global warming's not a thing, it's fine. But
that's my rule too, is that basically 5 straight days, and I really had to say 7 straight days below 50 degrees, like 7 straight days in the 40s.
Yeah.
It's time to switch the tires.
Time to switch now.
That sounds like in all reality, we've got another couple months. I mean, yes, there is some crazy weather going on right now, but we've got some time. So
my rule of thumb is usually Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, right around that Thanksgiving area.
But it could snow between now and then.
Yeah, it could.
Hey, and for those of you who live west of the Rockies, the fellows are talking about special formulated tires for when the weather gets cold.
Cold. What is this cold they're talking
temperatures about? Under our nighttime temperatures, but they have those temperatures during the day. Once you hit the Rockies and keep going east, they have temperatures lower than our nighttime temperatures during the day. I know it sounds crazy. Hey man,
it snowed.
That's what happens.
Just shut up. It snowed in Vegas a few years ago, like 4 inches or something.
No, Vegas was an island for a week. It was crazy. Anyway, this has been the Weather Show, gang. Thanks for listening. We do appreciate it. If you like to support us, what we're doing here, talking about weather, talking about Mini Coopers, talking about 1957 Chevys and 79 Pontiac Trans Ams, by all means, you can do that. Click over to patreon.com/White Roof Radio. There once you get signed up, you'll also get access to the Black Roof Radio feed, which is all of our pre-show stuff. And Gabe cussing like prior, because, well, we can't stop him from doing it, although I keep trying. And this week, like I said, you get to hear all about the upcoming Dyno Day that Chad's having for the Rolls-Royce Club.
Ta-da!
So it's pretty awesome, and how much we hate Windows. It's just, it's just random stuff. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's, random stuff. The last couple were really good. The last couple were actually really good. If you sign up now, you get access to all the back catalogs of Black Roof Radio as well, not just the upcoming ones, but you get access to the back catalog. And there's some of them that are back in there that I'm going to be pulling out later on in the year and reposting as shows. That's how good they were.
Seriously, people. Just go bid $1 show. It's going to cost you $2 a month.
It's going to cost you $2 a month. You spend more than that on coffee. And then once you do that, you're going to you double your White Roof Radio, because every time there's a new episode of Black Roof, there's an episode of White Roof. It's the way it works. Black Roof is free. White Roof costs you $1. Simple. Go do it. Piece of cake. Helps us. It helps you.
Yeah.
Just saying. Because I got to upgrade.
Thank you.
I got to upgrade Chad's gear and Brian's gear and my gear and all the things. Anyway, if you want, that'd be great. But of course, you don't have to.
Help me buy some coffee.
Yeah, of course you don't have to, but we do appreciate any help that we could get. I've mentioned this once before. My goal would be to have White Roof Radio completely listener supported. That would be fantastic. And that would require listeners like you. Anyway,
all of a sudden we've turned into like an NPR pledge drive.
And we too will take you for a ride in our V12.
That's what we need. We need
Aaron.
If you come to Kansas City, I'll give you a ride in the JCW. Oh.
Yeah, and if we get somebody to Kentucky, we need to get Aaron to offer rides in his Aston Martin.
Right? he's in Tennessee, but Kentucky's close enough. Right?
Or if they're in Detroit, then maybe Chad can give Chad. Maybe you can offer rides in the Nova.
Oh yeah.
Or what would probably be even better, the shop van.
Race car.
No, right? The shop van.
I'll give you rides in all of them. I don't care. It's all good.
All the jokes. Again, all the jokes. Anyway, we are done for the night, gang. That, of course, Chad Miller from Detroit Tune, DetroitTune.com. If you're within a 4-hour drive, the sound of his voice, you should be using Chad as your shop anyway. Make sure you go check out DetroitTune.com, please. The new DetroitTune.com works awesome and easier to navigate, easier to find stuff, and it works on all your things, pads, phones, computers, wherever. And you can just go over there. You can buy your Craven Speed stuff. And then Todd distracts me in Slack. Anyway, DetroitTune.com. And not to mention full tuning services at the shop. And it's a full service shop, right, Chad? You guys do tires, you do alignments, you do tuning. I'm not going to say what Todd posted in the Slack.
Do I need to grow a mustache now? I mean,
apparently.
I'm sorry. it was crude.
Actually, our buddy Mike had a really kicking mustache yesterday, and I said, "Hey, you know what, dude? Bring the mustache back." And he's like, he looked at me, kind of this blank stare for a second. And he's like, "Not sure about that," but I liked it.
All right. That's Detroit Tune, DetroitTune.com. And of course, Todd has got Motoring Stripes. Todd, wasn't there going to be something new at motoringstripes.com coming up?
Yeah, we've got some stuff coming for the holidays. And
that's right.
If I would stop wrapping cars like a madman, I could work on my website.
Okay.
Oh, the Christmas badge?
Yeah.
We're not talking about Christmas because it's not Halloween. And that's the rule. No Christmas talk till Halloween. So keep an eye on Motoring Stripes, motoringstripes.com. You can go over there now. Go ahead.
Maybe there'll be a pumpkin spice badge.
That would sell better than pumpkin spice lattes.
Yeah, it would. So what you do is you click over to motoringstripes.com, you look around, you find some stuff, you buy it from Todd. If you don't see it on the website and it's something that you want, maybe you want rally stickers, maybe you want the White Roof Radio Sunroof Delete Kit, maybe you just want him to wrap your car in full, use the contact form, shoot Todd a message, done and done. He'll get back to you.
Rally stickers are still available. You can get your name and a flag, and they are there. You can use.
Rally stickers are rad. I still wish I had somewhere to put them on my Roadster.
I know, they won't fit.
They won't fit.
That sticks to the body.
I could put it like at the top of the driver door.
Right.
That would be kind of okay.
Put one under the wing so when it comes up, you'd be like, "Look at that."
That would be cool.
But nobody would see it.
But you have a switch that keeps the wing up.
Well, yeah, But no,
at car shows and Cars and Coffees and things like that.
That's kind of douchey, Chad.
I really don't do that. I only put the wing up when I'm cleaning it. And I feel like a douchebag in the driveway with my wing up and the car's not running.
What? Well, because DB doesn't drive fast enough for it to ever go up, so he doesn't see it happen.
I never see the wing come up anyway. And when it does, I go, why can't I see out my rearview mirror?
I will tell you, it's hilarious when you're on a dyno and you're going as fast as you possibly can, and the wing comes up. Yeah, because the car thinks it's going like 1,000,000 miles an hour, and the wing comes up and
45 miles an hour, so the wing deploys, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it comes up at 50 and goes down at 37.
Yes. Yep. Thank you very much, Todd. Anyway, that's Motoring Stripes, motoringstripes.com, because, blank is boring.
Boom.
Boom. But I do believe we are done otherwise. Thanks for listening again to the Weather Show, gang. We do appreciate it. This is the part of the show where I do like to make that funny clicking sound, and then I say, questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead, click back over to whiteroofradio.com. There you can leave us a note in the show notes. You can also email us, feedback@whiteroofradio.com. But until next time, gang, this is DB. I'm done.
Cheers.
See ya.